Hey everybody, just recorded another video, some gameplay. It's about an hour, so let's go ahead and get it started and check it out. I'm at double speed. I think our first match was into a croc. This is a favored matchup for us. Our hand was just, I like the 4-6 curve, or sorry, 3-5 curve. But you'll see that we opened that, and then here I think I was supposed to grab Kobe there, but losing two Sakas, a little bit tough, a little bit tough. And then they get rid of our stage, which would have been actually really helpful at filtering some of these. Uh, and then we find, so if we didn't grab Sokka, we would have been okay. Here we're fine, nothing too bad. Um, there's no Mr. One in the trash, so we're happy about that. He can't, unless he mills it off of eating a Mr. Two. Our guy should be safe, or if he hard casts it here, he doesn't. He just does the filter. He must have been bricked up too to give me an all Sunday there. But we do get to swing 7-7 when we go second, and maybe I should have gone at the blocker, but I liked swinging face there. The all Sunday is unfortunate. I guess that's why they were fine pitching. I think is that three all Sundays gone at least. Minus, I block. I actually make the mistake of forgetting that the 5-cost blocker can attack. So I leader effect here when I could have given him 2-1, which would have been better for us. I would have gladly, but I just forgot. I didn't count on that. And then here, I actually clear the blocker. I don't know that that's correct. I think it's better to go face, but I mean, it's kind of like the blocker did his thing anyway. And we still get to double spell. But I think if we had saved our guy, we would have been better off here. I don't know. I don't like that we didn't 2-1, because I would have 2-1, especially because I didn't play the 1-cost Kobe here. It's a free block. That's a take. Croc to freeze, and if he has patchwork here, strange. I guess he was hoping to draw patchwork. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to not freeze the Rosila, but fair. That's why I should have played the Kobe, by the way, because we were able to swing 2, but it's fine. I think we just swing 8 lead. Oh, that's right. I swing 10 at the. I'm thinking if he has ground death, I can't just swing 8, but honestly, or 9, I'm sorry, but I think I should have just done it anyway. Or just swing face to guaranteed get the ground death out. Border's nice and developed, nice and wide. Worst case is I think if he has a. Oh yeah, let it go. I can play a Borsalino, I can play another Sakazuki, so there's no reason to hang on to the 5th unit there. Patrick here is pretty tough on us. Yeah, Patrick here negates 3 attacks, but he didn't have it. So we just swing, I think 7-9. Play Borsa. 7-8. Should have been 9. I must intend on Borsa Rosie Law. Okay, yeah. That seems to be what I do here. I think it was better to just play one blocker and swing bigger with leader there. I don't know what I'm thinking about so much, but yep. So we actually don't have 2K law, and for some reason we've seen all 4 of our promo laws. Yeah, if we have stage, we can start to filter. Also, I shouldn't have blocked with the Borsa there. I should have blocked with a Rosie Law. Just because we want to free up the space, but he bails us out by swinging into it. I should have definitely countered there. I don't know why that was incredibly greedy of me. I can just hand rip law and then I love you. And we stay at 2 life and then we never die here. This stage, if it finds us Borsalino, we're also okay. Instead, we minus it. And we do find the Borsalino, so that was unfortunate. I think if I open stage there, I'm always fine. Just discard a brick. I don't know if you guys are able to do the math, but unfortunately, we will not be able to get out of his split. I think if we had 2K law, we'd be able to, because this would be 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 plus 2, 15, 15K counter. That can get us out of a lot of attacks. And also, this is why he was countering with so many Nightmare Luffy's, because he was But this is only possible because we didn't go after his life a little bit more. So a turn or two before, when we didn't swing our AK, we just should have been a little bit more aggressive, because we could have played two blockers or just swung bigger. I think that turn that we did play Rosie Law and Borsellino, if we just play one or the other, we're always fine. But yeah, 2K out here. This is what I mean. If we have 2K Law, I think we can take this one, or maybe just counter out of this one. 2K 2K1. It would only cost us 2 cards in hand. I was hoping that that was a 2K Law. Fortunately, it was not. Look at how much counter we have to give up just to get back a 1K. Like, that's just not good. Unfortunate. Unfortunate loss altogether. I think that put us below 300 on the ladder. Oops. I bumped the... Actually listening to something in the background. Oh, this is a fun game. So we go into a purple now. Thankfully, we get first. Here, I'm not confident. Yeah, so because he went to 1 Dawn, we can't play out the 4/6 Law, or at least I don't feel comfortable doing it. And this lets me double spell. We find a that's a tough that we lost both of those. And because as our second search, we put those 2Ks or at the bottom. And yeah, we knew about the Elthor. That was the first spell that he got off of his pudding. But unfortunately, I want him to Elthor now. So I was hoping that he... yeah, look at this. Brick City, Brick City. And we lost 2 of our 2Ks. So there's only 4 that we can see now. He did double Elthor. We do have to take. And like we drew another brick. Tough. Here it is better just to Rosie Law, just so we can get a draw, keep our hand healthy, but we drew another brick. Thankfully he only has weenies, so with these creatures that he has, I think the most he can do is 3 attacks, like 5/5, and then whatever he decides to leader effect. But instead he's swing 7, I free block. What does he play, like a Reiju or something? Frankie, whatever it costs for. Here. Yep. Oh, LD. Yeah. I was hoping we'd be able to bait out a Lightning Dragon, but instead he goes for Mamaragan on the Kobe, which is pretty crazy. Can't even lie to you guys. I don't know what he was thinking. And then I left the Dawn here for an I Love You, and we are able to cash it in because we countered with that law. But even if we counter with the... Oh my gosh. Even if we counter with the hand rip law, like, it's fine. Here I swing 5, hoping to bait the block, and he does. And then he gets Mama 1K. So my man's is super ahead, but thankfully this turn we are able to, and we find another 2K Law. Boom. Filter out one of the promos. Like, now, because we were able to double spell this turn, we're in an incredible position. This is what you want to get to as Rosinante. You want to get to a point where you can double spell reliably. Because they can't, like... They can ohm Mamaragan, Lightning Dragon, and that will incapacitate one of our guys. In fact, I think he fishes for a Mamaragan here. Yeah, 7. I think I blocked 2. I'm still bluffing. I Love You, which is huge. And then we have the Gum Gum Lightning to take out the Senior Pink that's standing. Here, I imagine he can only own Mama the Standing Law. Yeah, exactly. So we know he has Mama, but he doesn't choose to shrink the Standing. He chooses to shrink the Rested. So that means he's going to keep bullying it. That's exactly what he does. I think I block 1 with the Rosie. Yep. I think I agree with that. And then here, he's tempted to swing at either law. If he had another attack, I can't leader effect here. But because he doesn't, I'm happy to leader effect. We get an I Love You, so we're rewarded. Here, we have to clear the ohms. Ohm is such a nasty piece of work. And then I get to lightning. Ooh, I get to swing 9. That's even better. Because that means I get to leader effect, and then I get to lightning. And that'll put us down to... 5 Dawn, which is good because they're at 5 Dawn. Yep. Look at our hand now. Our hand is so good. If we could leader effect again, I would, but Double I love you isn't too bad. Look at how much tempo we have, and we have no. Yeah, and I'm thinking here he might have a Gamma Knife Mamaragan, but because he discards Elthor, he does not have Gamma Knife. Otherwise, it's like an easy Lightning Dragon makes sense. It's like an easy 1-2 for him. Sure, that's a mistake. I don't think he's supposed to ever not swing. So, well, I guess he's like afraid that I might come up with something. Do I Gum Lightning here? No, right? Surely not. Oh, that's right. I have Hand Rip Law. So this is like a tough spot for the NL. If he takes it and he goes to 7 and I do have Hand Rip Law, this happens. And if he doesn't, he keeps his hand low, and then yeah, it's just hard. So I think I was supposed to play Rosy Law there, but I wanted to hold the I Love Yous just because I'm at 0. I think that's more important. I think that's correct. But if he has Mama, he can rest. Yeah, no, never mind. I agree. If he has a Lightning Dragon Mama. Oh, yeah. If you, like, we haven't been able to filter with Stage, but we haven't seen any of our Navy cards except for I Love You and Rosy Law and one Marineford and the first Kobe that we opened with. So we looked at 10 cards, didn't see any Sokka or Borsas, and still we're like not in a bad position. He only has, like I said, 3 attacks max, and that's if you rest this Frankie, but I don't think that's a good idea for him to do. He does Lightning Dragon our Rosy Law with pretty minimal resource commitment. And then here I think I do something a little crazy. I don't want to have to keep holding up this Dawn just because that kept us from developing another Rosy Law. So I think I block with the Rosy Law. Yep, I love you. Grab the 2K, and then he probably thinks I'm done, but I get the Hand Ripper to put him back in this scenario again where, hey, you have to swing. Yeah, see, I swing 8, and this time he does give me the cards because he knows I have the Hand Rip Law. So there's no point in not playing around it when it's like known like this, which is the correct play from his part. I agree 100% with that. 6 cards in hand. And he thinks on this for a while. He actually ends up giving me 3 cards, but because one of them's Mama, and he can't give me 2 cards there because of that. And now we see our Borsalinos, so now we're just like in a super, super comfy position. I think I'm thinking on Lightning, but if you see his trash, we got all 4 Ohms, we got all his Mamaragons, and I go ahead and filter anyway, which I do agree with. We drew a 2K off of that, or a Borsalino, I don't remember, but like that's incredible. We've gotten to a point where he needs 6 cost Law in order for him to be able to put any kind of pressure, or he needs more Rage Use. There's a 6 cost Law, and he discarded another one, Lightning Dragon. And because he didn't have key 10, both of our Rosy Laws get to stand up. I think I just 2K this, but I might block because I plan on playing another. Yeah, I think it's better to just... Okay, hey, it works out. I think I just would have preferred the block first, but... And then just go and block 1K. Yeah, clear that. I think that's better to go at leader, but honestly, like I said, we're like super, super favored right now. And here we can play double blocker, but I think just the one... Oh, we do play double blocker. Wonderful. Yeah, if he gets rid of a Rosy Law, we still have 2 more. And that will likely punch through what he has. So we're just... Again, we've been able to stabilize. We have 2 life. There's no way we ever die from 2 life when he only has 1 10K secret rare. And we also have 3 blocks. So he would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. Yeah, that's not happening. And if you look at our hand, we have Mamaragan to rest the Frankie, or we have Lightning, Gum Lightning. I just go ahead and block that. Maybe that's not right, but he was swinging at the Rosy Law, and I don't want to take life in case he has some kind of Gamma Knife Elthor. But I guess he would have used it already on the Borsalino if he had it. And then here I get to just take this hit, boom. And there's like, how do we lose here, you know? Swing 9, he has to take, play Kobe, find a Borsa, and then Mamaragan. Yep, swing 9. He can't give me 3 cards. He should go to 0. 15, and that's okay because we have 2 more attacks after. If anything, 5-6 might have been better to open with. He disconnected, did not say GG. I think he almost decked out. He had like 5 or 6 cards in hand, which is not a lot. Here I have to host. What do we play against next? Yellow and L. Oh, both NLs back to back. This is a good hand. Find a Sokka, I think is the best pick here, but it sucks to lose the mamas like that. Ooh, we get lucky. We get bailed out. We get to play something. This is a card where if they try to answer it, I'm not very upset. There's the stupid 4-6 promo. Better late than never, question mark. I don't really know. 6-6 so that our Rosie gets value. I did think about hand rip law, but honestly, they're not going to be able to go to too low cards in hand. Yeah, they're just going to play like one spell. I think I leader effect because I want to keep pushing damage. This is easy. Clear their guy. Hopefully bait the free block. No free block. Teach trigger. I did think about saving here, but ultimately I chose not to. I think it would have been okay to save, but because he can attack it twice, I don't think it's a good idea. But I guess maybe that's the argument, right? Is that you free block. Oh yeah, and because he's going to 8 Dawn, I think it was better to not trigger the teach and just play it here, and then you'd have 2 bodies. I mean, not that he can't have a second teacher. Yeah, see, like, look at this. He went 9, which is like, what? You should have just kept the teach then. Excuse me. In my humble opinion, I don't know. I'm not the best yellow player. And I bait the free block, take him out. Now we hand rip. We take a 0 cost and a 10 cost, and then now we can go up to 9, stay to 8, so that we're at the same Dawn, and then we're back up to 9 after that. He Rygos, which is like excellent for us. Like, we developed 2 bodies, and he got rid of 1, so we're still up. And then he only has 2 Dawns. So like, what is this? I think here the right play was to block with the hand rip law first, and then I love you on the second, on the 8K, to buy the hand rip law back. So just one of those things where like small little plays you can do to put yourself ahead, even from disadvantaged positions. Yeah, because hand rip law here would have been awesome. But I mean, this is okay too. But yeah, he'd have 2 less cards. Hand rip law, the play that I said before, instead of free blocking with the Rosie law, block with the hand rip law, and then I love you it back. Would have been much better. But yeah, his only out was like double Borsa, but he didn't have it. He had Rygo, which I think is maybe the worst call on his part. And he takes this trigger, which is insane, because now it's just a bunch of 9s. Or maybe not, since he got... Okay, now he draws 2. This is just asking him for any card. In case I need the blocker, I don't know. And then 15. It was 1k off, which would have been pretty nuts. I don't think we die on the crackback, though. We have enough counter. But yeah, that was a insanely close game. Yellow's a strong color when you're leaning on ACOS Moria. Ooh, now it's each game. More, yeah, and I type oof because what was it? Purple NL into yellow NL into teach. Whew. If you're at regionals and that's your bracket, I don't know. A tough bracket in my opinion, but I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. Our hand is pretty simple, so there's not a lot of lines that we can come up with here. Take he didn't starve us, which is very not. Some teachers will, some teachers won't. 6-6 I like. Stage, oof, that's a tough bottom. You want those cards towards the end. I hope I hover over my deck soon. Oop, goes too fast. I think I just swing 6. He's gonna do that redirect. Yep. And then this next hit, you want to do it just so that he's at lower life, but he buys back to Vasco anyway. This is kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But thankfully we have 2 Rosie laws, so we're okay to do this. And then we find a Sokka that pairs with our Lightning, that pairs with our Mamaragan. We want Sokka in this matchup. Sokka Mamaragan, Sokka Lightning is kind of where it's at. I think here I block because I want him to rest the Shiryu. And here I take so that the I love yous are online. I didn't know I was going to get a second one, but comes back to bite us. I type not the nicest words there. I forget about that spell, man. I feel like it's not the best, but also kind of is. If that makes sense. You swing 8 there so that they Vasco, but they didn't Vasco. So here, I think it's okay for me to do this. I'm on Moragan, and then I force him to give me a card from hand because I think he has a Borsa in hand. Yeah, and we get an ACOS Teach out of his hand. I think he should have just let it go. But I think in his mind, he's like able to stabilize here pretty soon. I think here I love you, buy back something. Oh, it would have been nice to I love you, buy back one of the some of the roses he killed. This is insane. He didn't free block, by the way. There's no reason not to free block. There's no reason not to redirect. That was a huge mistake on his part. And then here I just swing at the guy. He redirects to the other one, which makes sense. That's the better target for him. We get another. It is unfortunate that we lost double Worcester because we're not getting starved. But look at this. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Cool plays with the deck. Ramp up 2. And then play double Rosy Law. And then we do have a lot of bricks in hand. But look at how much counter we have. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9k counter. So even if he tries to swing at the rest of the Rosy Law, I'm pretty sure we can counter out if he swings like 12. And he has to negate the Sokka, unfortunately. Wiper, not a great draw. Hoping to find another Sokka. We find a Kobe. Another I love you. Lost our mamas again. There's a Sokka we need. Because this Sokka's negated, I think I'm trying to fish for the Vasco to come out, yeah. And then here, I think I was trying to do something where maybe I didn't have to lightning, but it doesn't make sense for me not to lightning now. And then you do have to be careful not to, I think I like go to the wiper. I think you have to be careful. I have exactly enough Dawn because I thought I had both of them at my disposal, but I don't. I only have the one. So we played it pretty tight there. But again, I don't think we lose here. He only has to, even if he Zihahas, we just got to get out of 7-12, and 7's easy to get out of. So he has to restabilize. Look at our hand, by the way. We're playing poker go fish hands. I think the other I love you is at the bottom of the deck. Here he has to stabilize, and unfortunately he has like almost the perfect 10 Dawn play besides another 10 cost or Zihaha. He forces to heal. He plays a Burger Man, and then he plays a Vasco shot. Like, this is pretty crazy on his part, but you'll see that our deck is pretty good too. So you start here to redirect it, and now I can choose to not swing any more Rosy Laws, but because he takes the 9, I see no reason not to. I think we know one of the cards in his hand is a Zihaha. Buy back the Dawn. I think I should swing 9. But I decide that 8's fine. Because I'm assuming he's going to give me the Borsa here. But instead he gives me like 2-1-1, which is crazy. Here I swing... Oh. There I swung 6 because I want the Borsa off the field. But I don't know why he scooped. I think he just forgot that he used the redirect. I guess if he free blocks, yeah, he should 100% free block here or Borsa. There's no other choice. But I guess in his mind, he can't really close the game out next turn. And look at all of our counter. And we can Borsa to heal up to 3. Like, I don't think my man's was winning this game. And if you look at what our next draw was going to be, if he decides to block her up or just play Boa, we can Mamaragan, Divine Departure, buy back a ton of our Dawn. Like, he was not in a winning position. So even though we went first, even though we didn't have the best hand, we were still able to get there. So just have to play a little bit smart. I think our opponent made some mistakes too, but that kind of thing happens. I think we have time for one more game. What's this matchup? This is a surprise to me too. Another Croc. Redemption time, or are we 0-2 into Croc on the day? It's a pretty bad hand. Well, this time we're first, so that's better for us. So far he's playing only normal cards. He hasn't shown me a 10 cost Teach. Just normal. Go ahead and play that out. I don't want a free block because he's showing them it's Wednesday. But also I'm looking for a Rosy Law, so no point in free blocking here. Just kind of take whatever he decides to swing. And he forces the issue. So it was a little strange. Looking for a Rosy Law. And nope. Normally I say looking for love, but we didn't even find that. Thankfully, this Rosie does find us a 4/6 law, which we can play this turn. I think I swing 6/6. Those just seem like the best numbers because he showed a 2K face up on the field already. And then boom, perfect. Gives us 2 1Ks. We can just leader effect play out the second Rosie. Again, we just need a Rosie law, and then we're kind of back in it. I probably should take there, but I decide to 2K in case he swings like a much bigger number, like 10 or something crazy. Oh yeah, he plays the mole. Swings 8. So there's an argument for me to not play the second stage in hand, but I'm just looking for the Rosie law. Looking for love, looking for love. So, and then I didn't know Crocs were on that card, but they already got me with the 10 cost promo teach. So what do I know? We do find the Rosie law on the second search of the game, and he takes a 5, which is crazy. I think I swung 5 because I was thinking about lightning, but ultimately I decided not to. I even thought about Mamaragan swing the swing at the mole so he wouldn't have any material for food, but he just kind of eats it so that he can get rid of stage, which doesn't seem right. Oh, right. And then here I'm typing that we've only searched 3 times, stage, Rosie, stage. And unfortunately, only the bottom 4 cards are any good. So either we have to draw more searchers to kind of like wheel back to the bottom, or the game has to last that long. But because it's Croc, they'll likely either deck out first or something. And then if he's just going to raw play it like that, he definitely should have froze our... he should have shrunk our Rosie law instead of... one of these guys, but he patchworked it. I just think he should have fished for free block so you can shrink it and then freeze that one. But I think we leave it standing anyway. Oh no, we decided to tap it sideways. I think because of the first game where we lost because we weren't aggressive enough, we decided to go ahead and press on the gas. Here, I'm typing it there, but I don't see a way that this Croc can win. This is a hard matchup for them already, and then we went first. And other than the fact that we didn't see Rosie Law on 5, our hand's been pretty okay. And then I didn't know what he was trying to go for. I don't know what kind of crazy shenanigans they can have. I don't think they have very many rushers. Maybe his plan was to put me to 0 so he can swing on my board with more Mr. 1s. But I just decided to not put myself into a position where I lose there. And then I think I spend that I love you. Yep. And then just counter out 7. Zombo. This is what I thought the Crocs wanted to be doing. And then here I think he's in a patchwork. Yep. So because of Zombo, we have to swing 9s. We don't have stage, so we can't get buyback a Dawn. But on this second 9, he just decides to give it up. I think he knows that if I swing another 9, he can't counter out. So saved us both some time. And then I decided to show off the deck list. I don't know if I did that in the last video. But it was the 3v3 deck list, I think. Yeah, 3v3. This might be what I decide to play for a 3v3 that I have on the weekend of the 18th. I think the only differences that I'd make would be cut a 4-cost Spoon Law for another Fem Law or for Wiper number 2. I think I like the list otherwise. Maybe if I wanted to cut a brick for a Fem Law, it would be Gum Gum Lightning, but... or maybe an I Love You, but honestly, with how few 2Ks we have, I don't think you can cut an I Love You anymore. And then I just haven't been able to try Slow Beam myself. But like, let's say that instead of the Wiper, it was Slow Beam. That just seems so crazy. I feel like the deck, especially when you're doing like Borsa Rosie Law turns, the 1-Dawn events are just so much better than the 2-Dawn events. I do have to consider Blaze Slice. And if I expect more blue-green Luffy's for the 3v3 we're going to be at, which in my experience, the most popular 3v3 decks are Nami, Teach, and Gloofy in some order. Probably Gloofy 1, Nami 2, Teach 3, or maybe Gloofy, Teach, Nami. But yeah, Wiper's great against Gloofy just because they have to, especially when they're playing very smart with their Crocs, which they should be. Or if they're free blocking with Prisoner, that's when Wiper comes in the most handy. So could be Could be that the Rosies get cut, right? Cut the Rosies, run another Navy 2K, run 2 more Wiper, maybe something like that. Might work. And then you're on 7 2Ks, 3 Wiper. But then you don't have to be on Spoon Law, so you could play either Handrip Femlaw or just cut the Spoon Law together. Yeah, it's tough. Rosie's a tough deck, guys. Like, don't be mistaken. Don't be mistaken. Sorry about that notification sound. But yeah, that was it. We got 2 recording sessions done today, and yeah, I think you guys can see that I don't always win every game. And I think this second session I played a little tighter, a little cleaner than the first, but yeah, when you're playing a good deck like Rosinante, sometimes as long as you're making the correct decision 85-90% of the time, it can be enough. It's just that when you're into the harder matchups, you want to be super careful. But even that purple Nell game, you guys saw that we were able to stabilize. We were able to fish for the opponent to have the right things. Thankfully, they didn't have Secret Rare, but we didn't have Borsalino and we didn't have Sakazuki until basically the last 2 turns of the game, 2-3 turns. So I think it was mostly even. And I mean, on their part, I have no idea why they didn't see it. They were down to like 10 cards left in deck, so it's just kind of on them, I guess, and bad luck. Maybe it was in their life too, right? They have 5 life, we only have 4, and they're always pressing us in our life, so sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But on that note, hopefully that was helpful to everybody, and yeah, nice little short one. Bye, guys.